What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of Cooking Around the Planet, the show where we cook a recipe from every single country until we've done them all. If you're new here, I'm Austin. That's my wife, Jess. And as always, star of the show, Otto. Last week, the Maldives blessed our taste buds with kulamas and a snack called mas roshi, which is going to be on our NFL Sunday appetizer list for the rest of time. But with no time to waste, we move forward, and we're excited about this one. When we pulled this last country, we instantly got excited because we had never heard of it before. Getting to learn about a country that we might have never found out about in our lives is what this show is all about. We're fired up, hope you guys are fired up, so come along with us as we head to a small country in southern Africa, formerly known as Swaziland. Yep, you guessed it, or you might have zero idea like we did. We're headed to Eswatini, and we are so pumped about it. There's even ostrich meat included in this one. So, let's get right into it. We're excited. Come along for the ride. Let's go. So, a quick Google search of Eswatini, we found out that ostrich is a very common meat used in the culture and all over southern Africa. So, we got to thinking, can we find any ostrich anywhere around town? We started calling places, looking up, and we found a place called Wild Fork. It's in Winter Park. They have really good quality meat, and they have an assortment of rare meats that you can't really find anywhere else. Just happened to be in the area a couple days ago, swung by there, and they had ostrich meat. It was like a couple steak fillets for like, what was it, like 24 bucks?
Yep.
The red meat, which is very interesting, it looks like a steak, so we're super excited to try it out. So, the dish we will be making tonight is called Karoo roast ostrich steak. To paint a picture of what this looks like, it's actually a pumpkin mash. You put the steak on top of that, make like a creamy, rich sauce to drizzle on top. We're super excited about it. I don't even know if Jess knows completely about this.
I had no idea. That sounds amazing.
She's been deep on the facts, I've been deep on the recipe, and actually I was thinking about that today. I was like, you don't know much about this recipe.
Not at all.
I'm excited to share it with you. So, this recipe actually started last night. You need to marinate the ostrich steak for about 24 hours. So the marinade consists of juniper berries, red wine, and just a little salt and pepper. So first thing I did was I crushed up the juniper berries. Next, I added a little salt and pepper. And lastly, about a cup of red wine. I added the steaks to that marinade, mixed it all up real good, put a top on it, and right in the fridge it went. So the second step to this recipe is making a pumpkin mash. Finding a pumpkin in April is like finding snow in Florida. Impossible. So, they do have butternut squash. It's pretty similar to a pumpkin. Actually, it smells like a pumpkin when you cut it open, I realized. That's what we're gonna use. First thing we're gonna do, put it in a large pot, no water in it yet, and we're gonna add cornmeal. Come over here to the sink. We're gonna fill it up just to cover it. I'm gonna bring that up to a boil. We're gonna boil it for about 30 minutes. Two huge crops that are grown in Eswatini are pumpkin and corn. You'll find those in a lot of the recipes. So while this boils, I'm gonna send you over to Jess to introduce you to this beautiful country called Eswatini.
Eswatini is a landlocked country smaller than the state of New Jersey. Bordered by Mozambique and South Africa, the country is 120 miles north to south and 81 miles east to west, making it one of the smallest countries in Africa. The population is 1.1 million people, and the languages spoken are Swazi and English. During the 1800s, European traders, missionaries, and settlers moved into the country with the plans of making it their home. In 1877, the British annexed the kingdom. For the next 66 years, Swaziland was under British control. At that time, many Swazi men left their homes and went to work in mines to try to raise enough money to buy back their homes and land. While British rule in the kingdom was peaceful, in 1963 a limited self-government was allowed. And on September 6, 1968, Swaziland was granted complete independence.
So we're only about 7 minutes into cooking this. In the recipe it says drain the excess water once it's done boiling. I'm like, how do you drain water with cornmeal in it? You don't have a strainer small enough to keep that cornmeal, but I think most of the time the water is gonna soak up, or I'm sorry, the cornmeal is gonna soak up all that water, and there really isn't gonna be any water left, and we're already kind of seeing that. If you wanna come in close, Jess, yeah, get a tight shot there. And this is, like I said, only 7 minutes into boiling. And I think that's gonna come to a consistency. And we both have grandparents that are from the South. We grew up on grits, and this smells like grits, which we're super, super excited about. So I'm gonna throw it right back over to Jess. Just wanted to tap in on this concoction we got going on. Tight shot, tight shot.
At the time, the Swaziland Constitution was a product of its British rulers, and in 1973, the king suspended it. He felt that it did not reflect the culture of the Swazi people. A new constitution was drawn up and presented in 1977, and in this constitution, it made the country an absolute monarchy, and is the last of its kind in Africa. It has been ruled by King Mswati III since 1986. On April 19, 2018, King Mswati had Swaziland formally changed to Eswatini to mark its 50th anniversary of independence. Eswatini is the ancient original name for the country, chosen to celebrate its departure for its colonial past.
Alrighty, our butternut squash is softened, and the cornmeal has absorbed all that water, so we're just gonna smash. We realize we don't have a potato smasher, so we'll just use a fork. It actually only took 15 minutes for this to come together. The recipe said 30 minutes, but so just watch and be careful, because ours started to try to burn on the bottom, but we caught it just in time. So make sure you're stirring frequently.
As king and absolute ruler, King Mswati III appoints the prime minister, the cabinet, and commands the military and the police. The government formally banned all other political parties in 1973, owns all statewide media, and prohibits any criticism to the throne. Journalists are actually liable to be prosecuted for criticizing the government. The king has 15 wives and 45 children and provides a very lavish lifestyle for all of them. In 2019, he bought a fleet of 75 brand new Rolls-Royces and BMWs to be used as his family's private escort cars, just months after giving a speech that the country was in a serious financial crisis and that severe measures were going to be taken to reduce the country's spending, including cutting back on funding in education, healthcare, and transportation services. Many citizens are pushing for democratic reform, more transparency, and accountability from their leader. Eswatini has a very diverse typography and climate. Along the eastern border is the High Veiled region, and this is where the beautiful Limbombo and Drakensberg mountain ranges are located. Here, the altitude ranges from 2,600 to 6,000 feet above sea level. This region sees the most rainfall, and while it can get warm during the summers, the average temperature is pretty mild, ranging only from the 50s to the 70s, and even reaching to temperatures below freezing at night during the winter. On the eastern border of Eswatini is the Low Veiled region. This is a low-lying region only about 350 to 1,000 feet above sea level, and this is the driest region. This area sees a warmer climate, sometimes uncomfortably hot during the summertime, but typically maintaining a range between 70 to 80 degrees. Eswatini has some of the more rigorous anti-poaching laws, with rumors stating that if officials see a poacher, they are allowed to kill them on the spot without any questions asked. Because of this, they have the lowest poaching rates in the region, making it a safe haven for wildlife. Eswatini has 7 game reserves and national parks within the country. The country has 107 species of mammals and 507 species of birds. Animals that are commonly found in the park are zebra, lions, giraffe, antelope, crocodile, the rare white rhino, black rhino, and hippo.
The next step in this dish is to make our sauce. It consists of some heavy cream, onions, peppercorn, and a little melted butter, and that's about it. Just gonna add our onions, and we're just gonna saute these till they're brown. Bingo! Bingo! We got some butter, we got some onions merging together very nicely, and the smells are just popping. The nostrils are on an absolute thrill ride right now. Just, well, just
all the way up.
all the way up.
And it's only just begun.
And it's only just begun. Okay, now that those are kind of browned, we're gonna add some peppercorn, which is pretty much cracked pepper. It calls for green peppercorns. Couldn't find those anywhere, so we did our best. There are some green peppercorns in there in the medley. Play a song. So we're just gonna crack that in there. Give that a quick toss. Light merging. Nothing major, just light. Now we're gonna go in with a cup of white wine. This is top of the line. I can't really find this bottle anywhere. I think we might have bought the last one. Kind of got to go behind a locked door, down into a cellar. $3. So. Put that in there. It's interesting how much flavor wine gives to something. Okay, we're gonna go, we got some heavy cream. We're gonna go in half a cup. I'm actually gonna do just a little more than a half. Toss that in there. Mix that in. And we're just gonna season it with a little salt. Pink as always. We display the pink. And we're gonna bring this up to a gentle simmer, it says in the recipe.
Better be gentle.
So we're doing light merging and we're gentle simmering. So stay right here while we gentle simmer. All right, the time has come to get into this ostrich steak. This has been marinating overnight in red wine, juniper berry, and salt and pepper. Very simple. Let's see what it's looking like. Oh, it looks purple. There's a small piece. Here's a big steak right here. Whoa. Yeah, if you didn't know the difference, you'd think that was steak from a cow. Wild. We're going to take these out of here. Oh, looks like Otto's piece.
Waiting patiently.
All right, we're gonna get a pan really, really hot because we're gonna cook these really, really quick. 2 minutes aside at the most. Gotta get it as hot as we can without burning the butter. Yeah. Looking into southern Africa, there are ostrich farms everywhere. The first ostrich farm in South Africa was dating back to 1860, where they actually only had the ostriches for their feathers, solely for their feathers. Oh yeah, perfect. Ostrich is just as popular in southern Africa as cow meat is in the US.
And I'd say we prefer our steaks as like a medium rare, and they're saying ostrich is to be cooked that way.
Yeah, so you don't want to overcook it. Medium rare, medium if you don't want to go medium rare, but don't go any farther than medium. You don't want to cook it so much and it be tough. So we'll let that rest for a little bit. Time has come. We're gonna cut this thing open. We're gonna plate it up. Oh yeah. Looks beautiful. Man, Man, this came out good.
I cannot wait to try this. I'm so curious.
Whoa. The time has come. Time to taste this beautiful Karoo roast ostrich steak. The first thing we're gonna taste though, we kept a couple pieces of ostrich on the side. We're so curious how this is. We got Otto's little post-dinner dessert, and then we have our little taste testers right here. So we're gonna get right into it and taste the ostrich just by itself. So curious. Oh, it came off real nice. That's good.
Mm. It's great. It tastes like a steak.
Mm-hmm.
I taste the wine.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous. Just not knowing what to expect, but that's very good. It tastes like a expensive meat. Like it tastes like something I would get at an expensive restaurant.
Very nice.
Mm.
I taste the wine.
Mm-hmm.
It does taste like a pretty good, like a good steakhouse.
Mm-hmm. It's really not all that gamey.
Not gamey at all.
Mm-mm.
It had, when we were cooking it, it had like a gamey scent coming out of it, but the flavor itself, I mean, you would, if you put a steak next to this, you would have no idea.
No.
Largest bird in the world. Largest egg from a bird in the world.
Maybe we'll have to find an ostrich egg next and try that.
Make an omelet. So let's get into the full meal itself. We're excited about these mashed butternut squash and the sauce. So let's get right into it while it's hot.
Okay.
It's not the prettiest looking plate, but I bet you it tastes really good.
Very good. I want to get a little combination of all of it. So this is definitely something that I feel like you could just make with steak, you know, if you wanted to try something similar and maybe don't have ostrich meat nearby.
Oh, for
A
sure.
little fun take on like a steak dinner with the
Mhm.
butternut squash and that sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, the sauce looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Super simple too.
Excellent. The combination of all three together. Very good. It doesn't taste like grits, the butternut squash.
Oh, no?
No,
Dang.
not at all. But it's very good. And the red wine with the butternut squash and the onions complement each other very nicely.
I love anything with onions, so.
Can't really go wrong.
Butternut squash, that's gonna be something we're gonna be cooking. Like that, you know. I think most people cook butternut squash probably like just cubed.
I
Heat it
think
up,
you're right. Roast it.
maybe.
like in an
yeah,
oven.
roast it. But that's really good, and with the onions and that sauce. I mean, it's super simple sauce, but it It just goes so well.
It tastes like fine dining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of that together.
The saltiness with the steak, with the butternut squash. Butternut squash is kind of sweet. Not overly sweet, but and then the sauce. Oh my god. Dancing in the night.
Dancing in the night. This is a good one.
We did it. Eswatini. Well, 7 days ago, we had never even heard of Eswatini. And now we have learned so much. We made a meal that we probably would have never had. Big success. Super tasty. A lot of different flavors. A lot of merging went on. We learned a lot of facts. That we'll
Ostrich for the first time.
Tried ostrich for the first time. Learned a lot about Eswatini as a country. So the time has come. The raised bucket hat sits in the midst over there, just waiting to set out our future for the next week.
What will it be?
One fell on the ground.
What? Oh no.
Should that be the one?
No.
Okay. We'll let that one ride. We won't even look at it. We'll just put it right back in the hat. Drum roll. Where are we headed to next?
We are headed to Honduras.
Ooh, Honduras.
That's exciting.
I had a good friend growing up that's from Honduras.
Really?
Yeah.
Ask him what we should cook.
Ooh, good idea.
All right.
Let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Gonna learn a recipe. Gonna learn about the country. We'll see you back here next week for episode 6 of Cooking Around the Planet. See you guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Ooh, good catch, bud. What do you think of ostrich? Loves it. Yummy, bud. Yummy.